Some days being a Dolphins fan feels like an emotional endurance test. And today, man, it's one of those days. The locker room's boiling, the front office is on edge, and unexpected moves are shaking the future of this team. There are apologies flying around, trade rumors heating up, and a dark cloud hanging over whoever's calling the shots in Miami. And the wildest part, it's all happening while this team's just trying not to fall apart completely. Is there still hope for this season, or are we staring down the start of another rebuild? You're not going to believe what's going on today. So sit back, drop a like, and let's get right into it. Hit that subscribe button so we can hit 1,000 and show the strength of the Aqua and Orange family. You know that moment when your heart talks louder than your head? Yeah, that's exactly what happened with Tua Tagovailoa. After that gut punch 29-27 loss to the Chargers, our QB just couldn't hold it in anymore. 3 picks, frustration maxed out, and a press conference that turned into a minefield. When Tua opened up about guys skipping team meetings, he basically poured gasoline on a fire that was already burning. The locker room, which should have been a safe space, became a headline. And when Mike McDaniel has to come out and say, the press conference wasn't the right place for that, you know how serious things got. But hold on, because it gets deeper. Tua apologized. He owned up to it. I made a mistake. Talked to the guys. My intentions were good. Respect for that. Still, when your team leader admits he went too far, it means silence in that locker room isn't fixing anything anymore. The apology was public, but the wound is internal. And no one knows how long it'll take to heal. Fans are split, some saying he just spoke the truth everyone already knew, others claiming he broke the sacred locker room code. So what would you have done in his place? Tell it like it is, no matter the cost, or keep it quiet to protect the team. Because honestly, it's hard not to feel his frustration. Miami's sitting at 1-5, sinking in the AFC East, and it feels like this team's lost its sense of purpose. The leaders are talking things out, but talk ain't cutting it anymore. Since that 33-8 beatdown from the Colts in Week 1, it's like the weight's been growing heavier every week. That players-only meeting that was supposed to spark a turnaround, it just showed how out of sync everything really is. McDaniel keeps saying the team needs to tune out the noise. That's tough when the noise is coming from inside. When your own QB feels he has to explode just to be heard, that's the worst kind of noise, the kind that comes from doubt. And here's what's really concerning. Tua's apology doesn't fix the real problem, because the issue isn't what he said. It's what his words exposed. A fractured locker room, a group trying to look united, and a head coach trying to hold it all together while the season crumbles. Fans are torn between love and despair. Nobody wants to see Tua fail. He's got heart, talent, charisma. But does he still have the locker room? Or has that respect slipped away? McDaniel's running out of time. 2 more losses, and this team could lose complete control. And fans are already getting that déjà vu feeling from darker days. Still, there's a path forward. It starts with that locker room speaking the same language again, not through the media, but to each other. The only question is, who's going to make the first move? And believe it or not, this wasn't even the craziest part of the day. Think the tension was bad after the Tua drama? Check this out. Word just dropped that the Dolphins are taking trade calls on Yellen Phillips. Yeah, that Elaine Phillips, the guy who, when healthy, is a walking nightmare for opposing QBs. The same dude who represents the heart and hope of this defense. And now insiders are saying he's officially on the market. The news came from Ricky Scoops, the guy rarely misses. He's the one who broke stories about Yolan Ramsey and Minka Fitzpatrick before anyone else. According to him, Miami's not just listening on Phillips, but also getting calls on Jalen Waddle and Devin Akine. Now, nobody really believes those two are leaving. But the fact those conversations are happening says it all. The team's in full reevaluation mode. The front office finally seems to realize something fundamental has to change. So here's the dilemma. Trading Yellen Phillips, is that desperation or a reset? The dude's got elite talent, but serious injury baggage, Achilles ACL, and he's entering his contract year. After that, he's a free agent. You can see Miami's logic, durability questions, trade value still high. Healthy Phillips would draw interest from teams like Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Dallas, Jacksonville, even Philly, all listed as possible landing spots. But emotionally, it hurts. Fans are like, hold up, we're really about to lose one of the few. Defensive cornerstones? We got. That whole quiet rebuild vibe is what's pissing fans off the most. You can smell big change coming, maybe even a new GM and coach. The rumors about Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel being on the hot seat get louder every time Miami stumbles. And if the team's truly ready to move guys like Phillips or even Chubb, that means the current project's officially dead. We're staring at a full-scale transition, and it won't be pretty. What does that mean on the field right now? Without Phillips, the pass rush falls apart. Bradley Chubb, with his own injury history, can't carry that load alone. No pressure means the secondary already struggling gets torched again. Miami's got talent, but no balance, and that kills any chance of a quick turnaround. Trading Phillips would be betting on an uncertain future for draft picks that might not pay off for years. And that's where fans are split. Go all in on the long term or fight till the end. The heart says compete. The brain says rebuild. If Phillips really goes, that's not just a trade, it's a statement. The official start of a new era may be painful, but inevitable. And guess what? This isn't even the last big twist. There's more brewing behind the scenes, and it could reshape this franchise for good. You ever reach that point where you realize the problem isn't just the team on the field, but the people running it? Yeah, that's where we are. The Miami Dolphins aren't just losing games, they're losing their identity. And it's not about bad luck, or injuries, or weather. It's about leadership, or really the lack of it. Chris Grier's been running this show for almost a decade now. It's been the same story. Big promises, big spending, and small results when it matters most. It's harsh, but it's the truth. Miami's turned into a team without a soul. The roster's got stars? Sure, but no direction. And when the top wobbles, everything else falls apart. That's what we're seeing right now. The 1-5 record isn't a random bad streak. It's the product of years of building the wrong way. The O-line's still a mess, even after all that money. Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, the revolving door of veterans, they come and go, but the issues stay. And while Tua's out there trying to survive the chaos, people still expect him to be the savior. Defensively, it's not much better. A unit that once had swagger is now the definition of inconsistency. The endless rotation, the mix of rookies and middle-tier vets, the lack of depth, it all screams poor roster construction. That whole culture reset they sold us last year. Just talk. When Bradley Chubb comes out and says some guys lied about the culture change, you know the morale shot? And if the locker room doesn't believe anymore, how can anyone expect a comeback? Chris Grier's had time, resources, and Stephen Ross backing, yet the same mistakes keep happening. The collect stars ignore the foundation's strategy is catching up to him. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey, all amazing talents. But star power doesn't win games when the system's broken. There's no balance, no depth, no clear identity. And without identity, every loss just feels like another symptom of a deeper disease nobody wants to face. So here's the real question for every fan. How long are we going to keep living off hope? The cycle never changes. Hype, heartbreak, excuses, then another promise of a rebuild. But rebuild what if the base is still cracked? Grier's at a crossroads. Either he changes everything, or everything changes without him. Because the worst thing that can happen right now is exactly what's been happening. Miami staying stuck in that no man's land, between almost good and never great. This team's got what it takes to be relevant, but it's time to face reality. Rebuild, sure, but do it with purpose, with a real winning mindset, not with empty slogans and patch jobs. The problem's never been talent, it's culture. Until that changes, the Dolphins will keep rerunning the same movie, just with different actors. And the fans will still be here, yelling, believing, demanding. Because that's what being a Dolphins fan means. You hurt, you hope, and you keep dreaming. And the future of this franchise depends on who's finally going to turn that dream into a real plan. It's a tense moment, no doubt, but storms like this reveal who really believes. The Tua drama, the trade rumors, the leadership cracks, they all point to one thing. Miami Dolphins are standing at a crossroads that'll define their future. Either they rise, or they fall for good. But one thing's for sure, this fan base isn't going anywhere. Now's the time to hold them accountable, back the team, and show we're stronger than any crisis. So what about you? Do you believe this roster still has a fight left in it? Drop your thoughts, hit that like, and subscribe to help power up the Aqua and Orange Nation.